She sneered. "What's yours is mine, that's what marriage means," while maxing out my credit card. I said, "Absolutely." The next day, I closed every shared account and transferred her debt into her name only. The bank's call was her wake-up call. I, 35 male, have been married to Fiona, 33, for 5 years. For 4 of those years, I've been paying for a lifestyle I don't even participate in. I'm a database administrator. I make a very comfortable living. I like spreadsheets, quiet nights, and saving for retirement. Fiona is a freelance design consultant. This means she has a very aesthetic Instagram and occasionally tells her friends what color to paint their guest rooms. Her income is, to put it politely, aspirational. I've always been the provider, and I was okay with that. We had a system. I pay the mortgage, my house, bought before we married, the utilities, the car lease, her Lexus NX in my name, and all the groceries. I also gave her an authorized user card on my Amex Platinum for household expenses. This was my mistake. Household expenses slowly turned into $400 lunches. Groceries became $90 bottles of wine. Then came the handbags, the spa days, the weekend consulting trips that cost more than my monthly mortgage payment. Every time I tried to bring it up, it was a fight. Me, "Fiona, we need to talk about the Amex bill. It was over $6,000 last month." Are you gonna spreadsheet me again, Liam? I have to look a certain way for my clients. It's called investing in my brand. Your brand is costing me a fortune. We're not saving anything. You're a provider, Liam. Provide. Stop being so cheap. It's a bad look. She was good. So good at twisting it. But last week she went too far. She'd been obsessed with this pair of vintage Italian lounge chairs. The Vespucci chairs, she called them. She found them in some ultra-hip antique catalog. The price? $18,000. I laughed. Then I saw she was serious. Me, absolutely not, Fiona. We are not spending $18,000 on chairs. That's a down payment on a rental property. It's my entire bonus. But they're an investment. They'll appreciate. You just don't understand high-end design. I understand $18,000. The answer is no. That was Monday. On Wednesday, I was in a meeting when my phone buzzed. An alert from Amex. Charge approved. $18,000 at Milano Moderno Antiques. My blood turned to ice. I sat through the rest of the meeting in a fog, my heart pounding in my ears. I went home. She was in the living room sipping a $90 bottle of wine. "You bought the chairs, Fiona," not even looking up from her magazine. "I did. They'll be here in a week. They're going to completely transform this room." Me, "You spent $18,000 after I explicitly told you no." "Liam, don't be dramatic. It's just money. It's on your card. It's fine." "It's my card. It's my money. How could you be so incredibly irresponsible?" She finally put the magazine down and gave me that look, that cold, dismissive sneer that always made me feel small. "What's yours is mine, Liam. That's what marriage means. You're my husband. Your money is our money. Stop being so selfish and controlling. It's just chairs. What's yours is mine." And just like that, something inside me broke. That little part of your brain that makes excuses for the person you love. It just snapped. I looked at her. At the $300 robe she was wearing, in the house I paid for, drinking wine I bought after spending $18,000 of my money without blinking. And I smiled. A very calm, very quiet smile. "You know what, Fiona? You're absolutely right. That's what marriage means. I'm sorry I was being controlling." She looked surprised, then smug. "Good. I'm glad you finally get it. Now be a doll and pour me some more wine. My glass is empty." I did. I poured her wine. I kissed her on the head. "I'm going to work in my office for a bit, babe. Big project." She dismissed me with a wave. I went into my office and locked the door. Then I got to work. What's yours is mine. Okay. Amex Platinum. Logged in. I saw the $18 charge. I also saw $1,200 from a boutique called Celine's and $850 from a spa. Total damage in 3 days, $20,050. I didn't cancel her card. That would be too obvious. Instead, I went to Manage Authorized Users. I lowered her spending limit. The lowest it would go, $200. Set. Effective immediately. Lexus Lease. Logged into the leasing account. The car is 100% in my name. The payments are auto-drafted from my personal checking. I couldn't stop the lease, but I could remove the car from my auto insurance policy. I left the state minimum liability on it. I'm not a monster. but removed the comprehensive collision and umbrella coverage. The lease requires full coverage, so this would trigger a very angry letter from the lease company to me, which I would then forward to my new lawyer. Household account. This was just my secondary checking account that I'd named Household. She had a debit card for it for groceries. I logged in. I transferred 95% of the balance to a brand new, high-yield savings account at a different bank. I left $500 in it. Enough for, well, not much of her kind of groceries. The lawyer. I Googled best divorce lawyer in my area and found Ms. Thorne. Sharp, female, specialized in high asset dissipation. I sent her an email with the subject line, consultation request, dissipation of marital assets, and attached a screenshot of the $18,000 Amex charge. I felt nothing, just a cold, clean efficiency. Fiona went to bed around 11. I slept on the guest room couch. The next day, she went out for her standing 1 p.m. lunch with her mother, Brenda. They always go to this absurdly expensive French place. At 1:45 p.m. my phone rang. It was Fiona. "Liam, my card was declined." Me. I put on my most confused voice. "What, the Amex? No, that can't be right. I just used mine this morning for gas." "Well, it was declined. Card limit exceeded," it said. "How is that possible? It's embarrassing. My mother is here." "Limit exceeded? That's crazy. Maybe the $18,000 chair purchase triggered a fraud alert?" "Well, fix it. Call them. I have to pay." "I can't right now. I'm in the middle of a server migration. Why don't you use the household debit card?" "Fine." She hung up. I waited. 3 minutes later, she called back. Her voice was shaking with rage. "Liam, the debit card was declined. $250. It said insufficient funds. What did you do?" "Insufficient funds? Wow, that's scary. I'll have to check the statements. Someone must have stolen the card info. Don't worry, Fiona. I'll lock everything down. We can't be too careful." "But my mother had to pay." "My mother? You've humiliated me." "Me? I'm just protecting our assets, honey. Like you said, what's mine is yours, and I have to protect ours." I hung up. Miss Thorne's office emailed me back 10 minutes later. "Miss Thorne can see you at 4 p.m. today." Fiona got home while I was on the Zoom call with Miss Thorne in my locked office. I could hear her banging on the door. "I'm filing for divorce tomorrow morning." Update 1. It's been 2 weeks. Hell doesn't begin to cover it, but I'm not the one getting burned. I'll start with the lawyer meeting. Miss Thorne was a shark in a cashmere sweater. "So because she's an authorized user, that $20 in debt is mine, right?" "Yes and no. It's on your card, you're liable to Amex. But in a divorce, that $20,050 is a textbook example of dissipation of marital assets. She bought it in a fit of spite after you said no. We're going to argue that debt is hers, and we're going to win." She told me to file immediately. The date of separation is a magic line in the sand. Any debt she incurs after being served is 100% hers. I had Fiona serve the next day. At the house, while her mother, Brenda, was over comforting her about the humiliating lunch. I was in my office, still locked. I heard the doorbell, then Fiona's confused voice, then a shriek. My door was hammered on. "Fiona, Liam, you bastard, you're divorcing me?" I opened the door. She and Brenda were standing there, faces purple. Fiona was holding the papers. "Me, I am. Per your philosophy, what's yours is mine. I've decided I want mine back." "You can't do this. You'll be ruined. Fiona gets half of everything. This house, your retirement, everything." "Me, Brenda, this is between my wife and me. Please leave." "She's not leaving. You can't just throw me out. This is my house. Actually, it's my house, bought before the marriage. But you're right, I can't throw you out. Not yet. So I'll be staying in the guest room, and you'll be staying, well, wherever you want. But your financial situation has changed. You cut me off. That's financial abuse. A judge will destroy you for this." "I haven't cut you off. I've set boundaries. You're welcome to get a job to pay for your $18,000 chairs." "The chairs. Oh, this is the best part. The chairs were set to be delivered last Friday. A massive truck pulls up. 2 guys in white gloves. Fiona is practically vibrating with excitement. I met the delivery men on the porch. "Hi guys, what's this for?" "Delivery for Fiona, my last name. 2 Vespucci lounge chairs." "Ah, right. I'm afraid there's been a mistake. We're refusing the delivery." "What?" "No, Liam, stop it. They're mine. To the delivery guy, as I said, we're refusing. The purchase was not authorized by the primary cardholder. Pushing me. You can't do this. I bought them. Let them in. Fiona, the charge is being disputed. I'm not accepting $18,000 of furniture I didn't order. Take it back, fellas. My apologies for your trouble. The delivery guys, who do not get paid enough to deal with this, just looked at Fiona, who was now crying, looked at me, stone-faced, and said, "Yes, sir." They loaded the chairs back on the truck. Fiona lost her mind. She started screaming. Not just yelling, but high-pitched horror movie screaming. "You will pay for this. Those were my chairs. Mine." This is when the dirty tricks started. The first was the car. Fiona, realizing she had no money, must have remembered the Lexus was in my name. I got a credit alert on my phone, a hard inquiry from a Mercedes-Benz dealership. The little genius had tried to trade in my Lexus for a new Mercedes. She was trying to leverage my name and my credit to get a new car before the divorce filing froze everything. Of course, she didn't know I'd already filed. The dealership ran my credit, saw the Lexus was leased, and probably told her she couldn't trade in a car she didn't own. Miss Thorne was gleeful. "This is attempted fraud, Liam." "Oh, this is beautiful." She immediately filed a temporary financial restraining order, which the judge granted. Neither of us could open new lines of credit or make purchases over $500 without mutual consent. Fiona was now completely boxed in. She's still in the house. The atmosphere is poison. She and Brenda are here all the time, whispering in the kitchen. Brenda cornered me in the hallway yesterday. "You're a cruel, cruel man, Liam. Fiona is a delicate woman. She's not built for this kind of stress. She's 33, Brenda. She's built for getting a job. You've ruined her. You've trapped her." "I didn't do anything. She spent $18,000. She tried to steal my car. Every wall she's hitting, she built herself. Fiona isn't even speaking to me. She just glares. She's trying to use the household debit card for everything. Postmates, Ubers, coffee. And it's just decline, decline, decline. She's run through the $500 I left. She's gonna have to ask me for money. I'm waiting for it. This is so much worse than I thought. And so much more satisfying. Update 2. It's over. It's finally over. The last 4 months have been a masterclass in entitlement. The house became unlivable. Fiona and Brenda decided that if they couldn't be comfortable, I couldn't be either. They started cooking elaborate, stinking meals, fish, curry, durian, and just leaving the pots out. They'd play loud, terrible music at 3 a.m. It was petty, childish warfare. I just bought noise-canceling headphones, put a mini fridge and microwave in my locked office, and forwarded every complaint to Miss Thorne. The final straw was the victim play. I knew it was coming. I got home from work, and 2 police officers were at my door. Fiona was on the porch, crying, real tears. "Fiona, to the cops, he's locked me in. He's trying to starve me. He's taken all my money. He's threatening me. I'm scared for my life." Cop 1. Looking at me, hand on his belt, 100% skeptical of me. "Sir, what's going on here? Your wife says you're threatening her." Me. "Officers, I understand. I am not threatening my wife. We are in the middle of a very contentious divorce." Cop 2. "She says you've locked her out of the house and stolen her money." "No, sir. She is standing right here, so she's not locked out. I have locked my personal office and the guest room where I sleep to de-escalate. She has full access to the master bedroom, kitchen, and 90% of the house." I pulled out my phone. This is my wife. This is a copy of the divorce petition I filed after she charged $20,050 to my personal credit card, including an $18,000 purchase I had forbidden. I showed them the Amex screenshot. This is the temporary financial restraining order I filed after she also tried to fraudulently trade in my leased car for a new Mercedes. She is not out of money. She is upset that she no longer has access to my money for luxury goods. This is a civil matter, and I believe she is misusing your time. He's lying. He's the one who's a criminal. He's abusive. Cop 1 looked at his partner. He looked at Fiona. He looked at me, in my wrinkled work khakis, holding a laptop bag. The abuser narrative just wasn't sticking. Cop 1, "Ma'am, this is a civil dispute. You need to talk to your lawyer. We can't arrest him for locking his office." They left. Fiona's face when she realized they weren't going to save her. It was devastating, for her. I just went inside and locked my office door. The mediation was the finale. We were in a sterile conference room. Me, Miss Thorne, Fiona, and her lawyer, a cheap, aggressive guy Brenda was clearly paying for. Fiona's lawyer: my client is demanding the house, 50% of Mr. My Last Name's 401k, and $10,000 a month in permanent alimony. She is also demanding he absorb all marital debts, as he was the sole provider. The marital debt was the $20,050. Miss Thorne just smiled. She didn't even look at him. To the mediator: we reject that laughable offer. Here is our offer. We will sell the house, which is Mr. My Last Name's separate property, but we will agree to split the increase in value since the marriage 50-50. We will split the 401k value accumulated during the marriage 50-50. Mr. My Last Name will keep his car. Miss Fiona's last name will assume the lease on the Lexus, or she will surrender it. And now we discuss the debt. The debt is his. It's his card. The debt is a dissipation of marital assets. Miss spent $18,000 on the same day her husband forbid the purchase. We have text messages. She produced them. She then attempted to commit wire fraud by trading in a car that was not hers. We have the credit report. She produced it. She then filed a false police report for abuse. We have the officer's card. She produced that too. My client is willing to not pursue criminal charges for the fraud attempt and not sue for defamation for the police report. In exchange, the $20,050 in debt is assigned to Miss Name in the divorce settlement. I can't pay that. I have no money. Then it's simple. Mr. My Last Name will pay the debt to Amex, and the full amount of $20,050 will be deducted from your share of the asset division before a check is cut. Fiona's lawyer was sputtering. He knew he was beaten. This was the transferring the debt part. It wasn't magic. It was just accounting. It was done. The house sold. After the equity was calculated, Fiona's 50% share came to about $65,000. From that, we deducted the $20,050 she owed me. Then, her lawyer's fees were deducted. Then, the leasing company for the Lexus, which she'd finally surrendered, sent a bill for $2,800 in damage and mileage overages, which was also deducted. And the best part? The chair company, Milano Moderno Antiques. They have a 30% restocking fee for refused deliveries. They sued her in small claims court and won a default judgment. Another $5,400. In the end, Fiona walked away with a check for $11,300 from a 5-year marriage where she thought she was set for life. I got a call from Brenda, of course. A long, screaming voicemail about how I was a monster, how I'd stolen her daughter's future, how I'd left her with nothing. The court did grant Fiona rehabilitative alimony, $1,500 a month for 2 years, just enough for her to get a tiny apartment and a real job. Her gravy train was over. I'm still in my now sold house, packing up. The silence is amazing. I lost a lot of money. I lost 5 years. But I got my life back. I was at the bank a few days ago, signing the final paperwork for the house sale. When I was leaving, I saw Fiona. She was with Brenda. They were at a small desk, talking to a bank employee. Fiona was holding a brochure for a secured credit card. She was trying to rebuild her credit, which I'm sure is in the toilet. She looked up and saw me. I didn't sneer. I didn't smile. I just looked at her. She looked average, just a normal person, in a cheap-looking blazer stressed about money. She looked away first. I just walked out into the sunshine. I'm free.